गरीबों की लड़ाई है और ये सरकार ये लड़ाई जीत करके रहने वाली है।
नरेंद्र मोदी जी हिंदुस्तान के प्रधानमंत्री हैं, उनके साथ राजनीतिक लड़ाई है, उनको हम हराएंगे।
प्रधानमंत्री का रवैया आपको मालूम है कि वो अड़ियल है, नेचर का है, तानाशाही उनका रवैया है, किसी की हिम्मत नहीं हो पा रही कि वो खुलकर बोल दें।
ये देश की अर्थव्यवस्था को पीछे किया है, गरीब किसान उसके सामने संकट पैदा किया। दुनिया में जितने मुल्कों ने इस तरह का फैसला लिया, उनकी अर्थव्यवस्था पीछे गई है।
Are you watching Current Issues? My name is Vineet Malhotra. So, do we cast our vote or do we vote for our caste? The question becomes more significant when we talk about the country's largest state, and that is the UP elections. The election is being held against a backdrop full of prominent events: demonetization, Samajwadi family feud, and the exit of BSP's big leader, Swami Prasad Maurya. As the national stakes are very high, extremely high, will the election be fought on the agenda of development or the age-old political issues like Ram Mandir, notions of secularism will find space in this election campaign or not? That's what we're going to find out on Current Issues today with our guests. And let me waste no further time and introduce them. With me in the studio is Sulaiman Mohammad Khan, spokesperson for the Congress Party. Sulaiman, thank you and nice having you in the studio. Vaibhav Agarwal, spokesperson for the BJP. Vaibhav, thank you so much for talking to us. And we will also be joined very, very shortly by Sudhendra Bhadoria, senior leader of the BSP, and Mr. Nasser Salim, spokesperson for the Samajwadi Party. But let's begin with you, Mr. Agarwal. You know, demonetization is the big topic that is probably going to affect, the elections, the imminent elections which are going to take place in Uttar Pradesh. How is the BJP going to consolidate its position? You just heard what the Chief Minister had to say, that the economy, the Arthvyavastha has been pushed back as a result of demonetization. Do you think you're going to gain ground, or will it be a good sweeping victory like in the Lok Sabha elections of 2014?
I think, Vineet, I appreciate you bringing this up. I think the start of the conversation is very important. We are not expecting a sweep as 2014. We are expecting a mandate like 2014. So the sweeping is basically when you go in and try and convince the people to vote. At BJP, I don't think at the Sangathan level, we don't have to convince anyone to vote. We have already made our point. We've made development as our agenda. We are looking up to people to be a part of it. People have become a part of it. In last 45 days, we've already seen, yes, people have humbly supported us in our demonetization drive. And I see no reason why we should not just be the single largest party in the world, but we will also be a single largest ruling party across India, covering almost all states.
Okay, Sulaiman Mohammad Khan, you know, the Congress has not been in power in this very important state for the last 27 years, and there is possibly going to be an alliance, which I hear of, between the Congress and the Samajwadi Party. How do you stand to benefit from that, if you do?
You are very right, Vineet. We are not in power. From past 27 years, been 1989, that we were last in power in UP. And about the alliance which you are asking about between the Samajwadi Party and Congress Party, I have myself also read in some newspapers, but I must tell you that all these things are rumors. There is nothing official about it. Congress Party is going to fight this election on its own capability and the issues it has raised. The other three parties, the Bharatiya Janata Party, the Samajwadi Party and the Bahujan Samaj Party, these three parties have to explain and answer certain questions which the people of the state will ask, because these three parties have ruled UP for 27 years. 4 times it has been a Samajwadi government, 4 times it has been a Baspa government, and twice BJP has ruled this state UP. So they have to answer all the questions which the voters of the UP will ask. Congress has been out of power for 27 years, so it is the best option for the people of the state to vote for, because we have also given a slogan that 27 saal UP behal. So these parties have put UP, it's underdeveloped. There is no infrastructure. There is a scarcity of jobs, employment. and the farmers are in bad conditions. We have raised the issue, Rahul ji has raised the issue of farmers' plight. We have done a Kisan Yatra and we have submitted 2 crores and 34 lakhs Kisan Patra to the Honorable Prime Minister for the loan waiver of these farmers. We have raised these issues of loan waiver, of 50% waiver of their electricity bill, and for getting a good MSP. So we have raised the issues of farmers' plight. We have raised the issue of all the suppressed classes, and people have seen in past 40-45 days what demonetization has done to the country. More than 100 people have died, and the insensitiveness of the government is every other day they are changing an announcement or a policy, RBI or the finance ministry, because I am myself confused. On one day RBI issue a notification, on the second day the finance minister comes out and say no, it actually means this. So actually people have suffered immense suffering, injury and pain has been inflicted on the people of the country by this, what the BJP people say, it's a heroic and it's a very courageous decision of demonetization. To me, it's unwitting and blunderous, which has not only demonetized the currency, 86% currency, actually it has demonetized the employment, the economic growth, the jobs. Actually it has demonetized the whole country,
right?
And therefore the BJP has to answer this.
Okay, Mr. Satendra Bhadoria, senior leader of the BSP, is also with us. Sir, thank you so much for joining us here on Current Issues. Sir, the imminent UP elections are bound to shake up a lot of strategies that were made pre-demonetization, sir. Now with the BSP actually, training its guns to take on the SP alliance possible alliance with Congress, do you think, the minorities will actually vote in your favor, considering the kind of reign the Akhilesh government has had for the past 4 to 5 years?
Well, as far as the underlying issues in UP are concerned, are basically 3. Number 1, there has been a Gunda Raj which has been witnessed by the entire people of UP and rest of the country. When the Mathura land grab, Mr. Yadav, he killed the SSP at the gunpoint, the SHO at the gunpoint, and not only that, these were a spate of actions of the so-called these supporters of the Samajwadi Party who were hand in glove with the system, and Lampans were ruling Uttar Pradesh for all this while. Number 1. Number 2, we also witnessed riots like the Muzaffarnagar, which was unprecedented in independent India. There were about 1 lakh people who were rendered homeless. They travelled far and wide and also to different districts of Uttar Pradesh and told their stories of woes and agony and misery and suffering which they had undergone. Similarly, we saw Dadri lynching of Akhlaq. We also saw across UP around 400 communal riots that took place during the reign of Akhilesh Yadav. Now, as far as Akhilesh Yadav's government is concerned, Mulayam Singh had been saying on rape, well known, the Bulandshahr gang rape case which is there. The boys are boys, the rape is a minor crime, and people should forgive those people who are involved in these issues. Therefore, this government, as far as people of UP are concerned, are known. As far as the Congress party, and you are saying that they are in alliance, I do not know what they want, because just now the spokesperson of the Congress party was saying that he is against the Samajwadi Party also. On the one hand, there is an understanding going on. So both have, I think, as far as the Samajwadi Party is concerned, they have already conceded defeat, and that is why he has moved into the ex-chief minister's residence. Finally, the BJP was also in hand and glove with the Samajwadi Party. In the Muzaffarnagar riots, not a single person has been convicted so far. They are all going around, many of them, particularly Balian, Sangeet Som, the likes of all these people have been hailed by the BJP government, and one of them is a minister, other is an MLA, and they have been honored and garlanded. And the BJP also says their ministers and MPs are going around in UP making all kind of allegations and accusations against the minorities. So in the light of all this, and to cap it all, this Notebandi, the demonetization, has affected the farmers very adversely, the weavers of Uttar Pradesh, the unemployed youth, and those people who were in the unorganized sector in Bombay, in Delhi, they have gone back to their villages. So there is suffering all round. Farmers are committing suicide. Both the BJP at the center and at the state, the Samajwadi Party has failed. Bain Mayawati ji, no single communal right when she is the chief minister. No Gunda Raj when she is the chief minister. And there is all-round development. There was 9% GDP when she was the chief minister in Uttar Pradesh. And also, when she became chief minister, the sugarcane prices were 140 rupees a quintal.
Right.
The day she came to power, she made from 140 to 240 rupees a quintal. And the farmers were also happy with her. The workers, the poor, the Dalit, minorities, everybody was happy. So therefore, it is now for the people of Uttar Pradesh, they are waiting eagerly to see Bain Mayawati ji become the chief minister of Uttar Pradesh the 5th time. And I'm quite sure the Bahujan Samaj Party will be voted to power in unprecedented
Mr. Bhadoria,
Mr.
Bhadoria, before I can actually go to my next question, sir, my esteemed panelists with me in the studio have a retort to what you just said. Suleiman, go ahead.
Mr. Bhadoria, let me just clarify. There is no understanding between.
I'm there to answer them.
Yeah. There's no understanding between Samajwadi and Congress. The only credible report which I can say was Mr. Prashant Kishore meeting Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav. Prashant Kishore is our election consultant or a strategist whom we have engaged for shaping our strategy and advertising for the UP elections as well as for the Punjab elections. He cannot take decisions on behalf of the Congress party. He is neither the General Secretary in charge. He is neither the state president. Can you please tell me when Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad or Mr. Raj Babbar or Mrs. Sheila Dikshit or anyone from the senior leadership has met any of the leaders from the Samajwadi Party? All these are rumors. There is no formal or official meeting as in what you are saying. We will fight the election alone on our own capability and strength. So saying that we are having an understanding, you have to say it with a lot of responsibility.
I don't want to name the leaders who are having backdoor channel meetings.
No, there is no backdoor. Please don't. Don't start a baseless issue. No, don't start a baseless issue. Everything has to be in black and white. It has to be transparent. I am not fighting with you. Neither I am shouting on you. I am saying, Mr. Bhadoria, I just clarified, neither I am fighting with you, nor I am shouting on you. I am just saying, there is nothing formal, there is no meeting, it's only rumors which are, it's being spread in the media.
Okay, with the rumors that are doing the rounds and nothing is official, whether there is going to be an alliance or not, Mr. Nasir Salim, spokesperson for the Samajwadi Party, is joining us on the phone line. While we tried to get him,
that is not clear.
but we can only get him on phone. Mr. Nasir Salim, sir, thank you so much for joining us. A heated debate going on the way, according to our panelist and Mr. Bhadoria, that UP has been turned into a Gunda Raj. The plight of the farmer is to be seen post demonetization, and the Samajwadi Party probably has realized a lot of things very, very late. They have been pro-development, but they have not been able to contain the kind of communal tension that persisted during your reign, sir.
Okay, I hope I'm audible. I'm sorry, firstly, I could not make it to the studio today as I had some prior commitments. But coming back to the main topic now, see, as far as the BSP is concerned, I don't want to get back into Stone Age, and neither will the entire state of UP, because we know what they've been doing in the last, whenever they were in power. And as far as my other panelists are concerned, coming most importantly to UP, as far as the BJP is concerned, you see, the entire impact of this demonetization, firstly, they will only get the answer from the voter once we go into election. Our narrative is very, very clear. We are pro-secularism, number one. Number two, our narrative is development only. There is nothing else about it. As far as the alliances are concerned, We have not made any official statements. It is but natural to meet people of different political parties to understand and assess. And we are the party which will make the decision eventually. Since we have always been and will emerge as the largest party in UP.
Right. But Mr. Salim,
The other thing I want to mention, no, I'll tell you. Now I heard about this, this constant tom-tom about Gunda Raj and so on and so forth. You see, when people in the Stone Age don't have any narrative but only talk about the past and history which keeps repeating itself by virtue of words and of no consequence in terms of development. For example, as far as we are concerned, we built expressways. There is, on law and order, I'll tell you, we've had the most integrated 100 response system in the world. It is comparable to 911 in the US, right? It is, please ask your panelists, everyone, and I'm saying this through your channel, that everybody should actually dial 100 from UP and understand how much time will the police reach you in. I'm in touch with the SSP in Greater Noida. I'm following up. I know exactly what is the real time today in terms of getting a response. I can say it as a responsible citizen, most after being a Samajwadi Party spokesperson.
Okay.
The second thing I want to talk about, which is more relevant, is that we heard about some numbers. I think Mr. Bhadoria said, respected sir said about some GDP. Let me tell you, GDP has to be looked into with reference to the India's growth economy. India at that time, certain parts of India were growing, yes, at 9%. Today, if you look at the scenario right now, India is at a starting GDP of less than 7.1%. However, UP under the reign of Akhilesh Yadav ji has grown more than 8.1%. Let's debate economics if they want to. So what are we talking about? Are we talking about casting pro-secularism votes, or are we referring to non-development? I'm willing to answer all questions. Development, we are number one. We've built expressways.
Okay.
We've built metro stations. We've built solar power plants. We've built 911 responsive equal to 100 in UP. Tell me where are we lacking?
Okay. Mr. Bhadoria wants to come in. Okay, let Mr. Bhadoria respond to what you've just said. Then we'll go to BJP and figure out where this equation is going for them. Mr. Bhadoria, time for you to respond, sir.
I'd like to tell you.
You see, they have showcased some projects, and those projects which have been completed are the Lion Safari and next to his village, and the international airport, which the family only uses. Not a single tourist goes there on that airstrip. Not a single businessman goes there. Not a single other passenger goes there. Only for Mulayam Singh and his family, that international airport is used, with tens of thousands of crore rupees public money having been spent on it. Number one. Number two, Mr. Akhilesh Yadav has just opened two. One, the metro, the other, the expressway.
Okay.
Both are incomplete.
Right.
He's a habit of...
Okay, let's also get Vaibhav Agarwal's opinion on this.
I can challenge Mr.
It's a very dynamic situation in Uttar Pradesh, Vaibhav.
That the elections will be over and
it's a very dynamic situation in Uttar Pradesh, Vaibhav. The BJP is probably, going to have its own issues, its own agendas and its own challenges, polarization and the Ram Mandir, some of the things that the party is actually worried about, and now demonetization. Is this something that keeps, some of the members of the Bharatiya Janata Party up at night?
We work 24/7. It's a very good thing. We work 24/7 for the people of India. And I think this has been very clearly demonstrated by the leader of our house, which is Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi. And honorably, all of us as junior Karyakartas, at any level, try and follow these days. Politics scenario has changed. BJP coming to center has brought about a new game altogether in the politics, and it's very difficult for the other smaller parties to understand what's going on. With demonetization coming in just at a notice of a couple of hours, I think it caught everyone by surprise. And the way people have come together throughout the country to support the entire drive, I think it's amazing. I'm not going to get into the dynamics of Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh is not a country separate to India.
Right. But
it is the dynamics of India today.
It is a very important state.
Absolutely. It is a single largest state in India. Yes, it is part of India at the end of the day. Any policy, any action is governed that has to be governed within inclusion in the system of pan-India. So far what we are doing, We are trying to run after the local scenarios. We're trying to talk, look at the mindset of certain people here on the panel. They're talking about independent GDP of the state. I ask, what has the state been developed for by any ruling party in the past 20 years or 25, 30 years that it has become a part of the mainstream country? You know, we talk of weavers, we are looking at law and order. I don't know how many rapes are being reported on an everyday basis. We are talking of Muzaffarnagar riots. I don't want to get into the details, who did what, but we all know there was an investigation that took place and we also saw who did what. You know, I don't want to demonize the current debate and the honorable esteemed panelists here with you, Vineet, today. But I would definitely bring in, you know, I'm smiling my way through here.
Okay.
You know, farmers, what did Congress do? I mean, Congress's heads are coming from UP. I don't want to get into the nitty-gritties of it. What did anyone do for education? How many laptops have been distributed? Great. Arey bhaiya, laptop ko chalana nahi aata hai, to what will we do with the laptops? Where is the basic education, Baba? You know, so, you know, making a 100 number comparative to the 911 in the world, I think it's absolutely waste. Do the people even know how to use the 100 number? I was in Noida helping a fellow journalist about 2 months back, and the 100 number has already been in place. And I know I tweeted to Akhilesh ji personally and the CMO, and I got that sorted after the follow up, and there were some 200 trolls on it. I think we need to.
Okay,
we'll
go to
Sulaiman
Mohammad Khan and then Mr. Nasir Salim also wants to come in.
1 second, just one more point. The honorable spokesperson for Nasir Sahib for Samajwadi Party also pointed out what law and order situation is. I think Sudhindra ji has pointed out it very rightly that there is no law and order in Uttar Pradesh. They've got cases of land grabs, illegal mining in West UP. I don't want to name, but to the tune of about
we get the gist of your point, Vaibhav. Let's go to Sulaiman and then we'll go to Mr. Nasir Salim.
You know what Congress has done, Vaibhav ji? Can I explain you for farmers?
Sure.
It has, in the history of the independent India, it has waived a loan of 72,000 crores in 2008, under which the farmers who are in debt, and Congress party waived the loan of 72,000 crores. And we have again submitted 2 crore 35 lakh Kisan Patra of loan waiver to the Honorable Prime Minister.
Suleiman,
let me explain. Let me reply further. And it is for the Prime Minister now to understand the plight of the farmers which the Congress party has raised. Secondly, I am very surprised by you saying that the people of Uttar Pradesh don't know how to. It's very, you know, it's humiliating that they don't know how to use a laptop or a mobile phone for 100 number. You are talking about digital India. Either you are contradicting the Prime Minister. You are talking about cashless India. You are talking about digital India, and you are saying people
you want me to get into the nitty-gritties, I will get into the nitty-gritties. No. When I will come back and say 2G, 4G and Gigaji, then you will not have anything to do. We have just come into the power and we've done very well. Since August only, out of 18,000 villages, we've electrified 25%
talking about
in the last 6
development,
months.
and on the other hand you are talking about Ram Mandir. This is the way you have fooled the people of the country.
We've done
your
electrification for weavers, we've done education for weavers, we've done a lot of work for weavers in UP.
Okay, gentlemen, let's not lose the decorum. Okay, Sulaiman Mohammad Khan and Vaibhav Agarwal. All right, you need to. Okay, you have to reduce the decibel levels. You have to reduce your decibel levels. Let's go across to Mr. Nasir Salim. Mr. Salim, you know, Gunda Raj is something which the SP has been always associated with, and this is probably one Achilles heel. This is probably the chink in your armor that you know, needs to be seriously addressed. Though your government and your chief minister, you've been very pro-development. You know, all the highways that have been inaugurated recently. Do you think they are going to be eclipsed in the face of these allegations?
You see, I'll tell you, firstly, while I don't want to get into this entire debate of law and order because it has happened multiple times, we've been discussing at multiple forums, and that is why you see a lot of integrated response systems such as those of 100 which have put in place, and of course a newer fleet of police cop cars which have come all over the state of Uttar Pradesh. I want to talk about a more important picture here, which is that in the last 8, 9, 10 years of Uttar Pradesh, right, we are talking at one hand of a narrative which is development, okay, and then there is a party which talks only by virtue of rhetoric statements, which is the BJP. Okay, BJP has done no work no development at all. When there is a chief minister that is as progressive as Akhilesh ji, goes out and talks about digital, he's talking about a digital India much before even when the BJP Prime Minister spoke about it. You see, so this entire discussion and the only discussion that every, BJP panelist comes up is law and order. Now, I want to tell you something. As per the National Crime Report Bureau, NCRB report, UP is nowhere in the top list. While it's a very stupid thing to say, to be honest with you, but unfortunately, we keep bringing our discussions back to this. Having said that, crime has to be seen in respect to population. It has to be seen with respect to the number of people living in the state.
Okay, I have to go to Mr. Bhadoria. We don't have much time. He's been waiting to respond. Mr. Bhadoria, we probably have a minute left, sir. You want to respond to what Mr. Nasir Salim just said?
You see, the key issue today in Uttar Pradesh and in the rest of the country for development is about the farmers and the youth. As far as the farmers in Uttar Pradesh are concerned, there have been about 1,000 reported suicides from Bundelkhand to Western UP. Even in a developed area like Modi Nagar, the most developed area, the farmers have committed suicide. And the Samajwadi government has done nothing for the farmers. On the unemployment issue, there has been a decline in the unemployment. And now the demonetization is going to add further acute damage to the unemployment situation in the state as well as in the rest of the country. Mr. Modi himself, who had promised to provide 2 crore jobs, has not been able to.
So, Deenji, we will not drag in the Prime Minister.
Like I said, it's a very dynamic situation. Mr. Vaibhav Agarwal, Suleiman Mohammed Khan.
Then Congress has to allow the debate to happen in the Parliament.
We have to end the show. Vaibhav and Suleiman, we have to end the show. Mr. Bhadoria, thank you for joining us. Mr. Salim and Vaibhav and Suleiman Mohammed Khan, thank you so much for being on the show and giving your much appreciated point of view. And that is all we have on current issues. We will see you same time, same place. Thank you.